Hello and welcome back to Will's World Reviews and More. Today, I'm just going to do a quick video, which is kind of like a Raw reaction slash where do we go from here. I kind of did a similar video after the Royal Rumble, just speculating on storylines going into the next big pay-per-view, which is, well, the next pay-per-view is Extreme Rules, and then the next big one obviously is SummerSlam. I don't do them after every pay-per-view because obviously some of them have storylines already in the motion. This one, after WrestleMania, obviously, we're still a little bit unsure. Raw kind of pointed us in the direction to where some of them are going, but I thought I might as well talk about some of the possibilities, really. So, obviously, the big one is the WWE title picture. We have Rollins as the new WWE champion. Just to let you know, anyone watching this as well, there might be a couple of spoilers from SmackDown, which was taped. But yeah, so obviously Rollins is the new champion, and as you saw on Raw, Brock Lesnar going mental because he doesn't get his title rematch, which is very good booking by WWE because they suspended him now, kayfabe, and basically it means now that he probably wouldn't have to appear until SummerSlam, which is the next massive pay-per-view for WWE. So, then you got to put these people in the title picture now. So you've got, of course, Roman Reigns. He'll be itching to kind of get another shot. You've also got Randy Orton, which was confirmed by Kane on SmackDown. So we're having that at Extreme Rules. Whether they make that into a triple threat with Reigns, I'm not sure. Recently on Raw and SmackDown, we've had Orton teaming with Ryback as well, so whether they're trying to give him a bit of a push, I'm not sure. Maybe they could insert him in there just for a laugh. I'd like Ambrose to have been in there, but we'll get on to Ambrose's situation. I don't think that's going to happen. I would like to see Lesnar before SummerSlam because to me it doesn't make any sense because it's probably looking like by the time SummerSlam rolls around, either Rollins will have lost the title or he will lose it at SummerSlam and just to Brock Lesnar again, and then we're in the same place as we were last year, and it's just going to be, Brock will appear at the Royal Rumble or whatever, or Night of Champions, and maybe, I don't know. It's a bit of a dodgy one. I was happy for him to resign because I think he brings a lot, but I'm still not extremely happy with the part-time kind of thing because it worked in a way when he was champion. But now he's not. It means next time he appears, he probably will win, or they need to bring a massive feud for him. Okay, give him the rematch against Rollins, and if Rollins or Reigns wins instead, or whatever, they need to build a big feud for Brock where his absences will be explained. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. And keep keep it going. So that's interesting, something to look forward to, I suppose. Obviously one possible situation is that Paul Heyman could turn, because it is a shame not to see Heyman every week because he is great. So maybe he would turn and go with Seth Rollins, or if they want to really push the envelope and turn Reigns heel, that would be a good. If the crowd keep getting on at Reigns, they may have to just turn him heel, and why not put him with Heyman? Reigns' mic skills are not great, obviously. Heyman's are the best we've ever seen, so you never know, that could happen. Just a note on Seth Rollins, as someone pointed out, he's the first NXT superstar who was NXT World Heavyweight Champion, whatever, World Champion, to become WWE Champion, so good props for NXT, that. So that's the world title scene. What else we got? Intercontinental. Now, I was kind of hoping that Ambrose would be inserted back into this, but it doesn't look like he is. On Raw, we had Sheamus interfere in a match between Bryan and Ziggler, so maybe they're going to insert Sheamus into this IC title scene. And then you've got all the rejects. Barrett still made a big part of this because he's been a big part of the Raw and SmackDown matches. So I would say, they're looking at maybe. I don't want them to do a multi-man match again at Extreme Rules, but it could be. It could be a multi-man match. Then you get to the US title. I want to talk about the IC a bit more, just because I'm disappointed that they're going to take Ambrose out of it. Maybe he can be reinserted into it, but to be honest, I don't like Bryan and Ziggler. They bore me. To be honest, that's my opinion. Barrett's all right. You know, they took away his bad news gimmick because he was getting over with the crowd. Sheamus, gotta wait and see what happens with that, but it looks like they're going to go down a multi-man match for that again. Probably similar to the US title. Red Ambrose answer John Cena's challenge on Raw, and then on SmackDown for some reason Ambrose was shoved into a match with Luke Harper, which kind of makes sense with the Intercontinental title picture, but Ambrose just keeps getting squashed, man, and I'm really annoyed with that. I don't know why. He was supposed to be in line for a big push. At first, I thought after the match with Cena, you know, he was going to they were going to build a feud, maybe turn Ambrose heel because he looks like a frustrated figure. He could still turn heel, which would be interesting because he's one of the biggest baby faces on the roster. He gets the biggest pop of any of the baby faces apart from Daniel Bryan. So they could still turn him heel, and he could fight for either championship then, most likely the US title, and they could insert Rusev in there. That could be a triple threat match. Ambrose obviously the longest reigning US champion since WWE brought it back, kind of thing. So that could be an interesting match for Extreme Rules. They've obviously already confirmed Rusev versus Cena for Extreme Rules, but they could change that and make it into a triple threat. Even insert Sheamus in there if he doesn't go with the IC. So there's some room for manoeuvring between these two massive titles now, because they are massive titles. Now you've got Cena and Bryan holding them. You know, they are massive titles now, and you know, you've still got the WWE title as the pinpoint, but these ones, you've got a good core group of superstars here. These are massive names of superstars fighting over these two, possibly, you know, 3 belts if you count WWE. So it is looking good. It's just I'm struggling to see how they're going to fit everybody in without making multi-man matches, and they need to kind of start building feuds now. And it may be a case of some people turning heel or face, depending on obviously their current situation. Just a shout out to Adrian Neville debuting as Neville. I don't like that. It should just kept his first name. Sounds like a Harry Potter character now. So, but you know, great debut from him. I hope they give him a feud, and I'm glad they haven't done the Mighty Mouse gimmick in name. Whether they still try and build him up as that kind of Mighty Mouse character, just without the name, it's difficult to see. But I'm kind of wondering now what kind of feud he's going to go in. It could, you know, obviously beat Axel Mania. So whether they continue with that, I'm not sure. But I hope he doesn't go back now and drop down a bit. But you know, they could insert him feasibly into either IC or US title picture. Other than that, I think they may put him into a feud with one of the other guys who's not kind of involved with that. So we'll see how that goes. Divas, you've got, you know, a good core now. They've been impressing. So you've got Paige and AJ. Obviously, they're kind of probably the better workers of the lot against the Bellas, but you know, they're still capable of putting a good match on. So you've got that dichotomy to play out now, whether, you know, Paige might turn heel, AJ might even turn heel. You know, it's something to think about. Obviously, we want a one-on-one Diva match at some point, hopefully at Extreme Rules. You've got the idea of Bayley or Charlotte coming up from NXT. You know, possibly even Lana making a wrestling debut. It's difficult to see. And obviously, there was that thing rumoured on the pre-show about Lita and Trish Stratus challenging the Bellas at some point. So it's an interesting time for the Diva division because they are looking to kind of change a lot of things, and it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. And you know, Ronda Rousey obviously making an appearance at WrestleMania puts things in the future, but there's a lot they can do. It's similar to the NXT superstars and the IC and US. There's a lot they can do. It's just about how they kind of plan it out. Similar to the tag team titles, you had the Lucha Dragons make their debut on Raw, Sin Cara and Kalisto. I don't know. I'm really not a big fan of the tag team division at the moment. The team I like are Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. You know, I think to me they're the best team at the moment. You know, they've got the most attitude, they've got the most wrestling cred. personality in terms of they're actually badass, but people like them, you know. So they've been inserted into that now, the Lucha Dragons, and it's interesting to see where, if they continue on. On SmackDown, you had the primetime players call out the New Day or something, or cut a promo on them. So, you know, it's again, it's looking like they're probably going to shove everybody into a mixed, multiple man match at Extreme Rules. So we'll see how that goes. See, I guess it's just a case of who steps up and who doesn't. Now for kind of like three guys who we're not quite sure what's going to happen with. Taker, Sting, and Wyatt. Taker, probably not going to appear now unless he either retires or they set the match up for WrestleMania next year with Sting. And they've got a lot to build for that, and it's going to be difficult to build without Taker being there. We saw that with Bray Wyatt, how it was difficult to build, so he may have to reassess his appearances, and if he's even capable. If not, he should just, you know, retire to deserved fanfare. Sting, he appeared on the Raw after show on the network or whatever, interviewed by Renee Young, and Bo Dallas came out and blah 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 blah, you know, Scorpion Death Drop, and you know, Sting really wasn't sure what was going off, so I was surprised because, you know, this is someone who had only appeared at pay-per-views or Raw on occasion since he joined the WWE, and now he's on this like little segment on after Raw had finished. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with Sting now, or Undertaker. It might be a case that we just don't see them unless they decide to put them in a match together at WrestleMania and then try and build that organically, which would be the best bet probably. Bray Wyatt, where on earth does he go from here? I mean, he's the trickiest one here really, because with all the other people, you could say they could always do rematches with people they lost or won at WrestleMania. But, you know, Wyatt, where does he go? He's not realistically going to get a match against Taker just because of Taker's limitations. So what? What do they do? You know, put him in the IC title mix or the US title mix with every other person on the roster, as it seems. Maybe put him and Neville together. That could be interesting. We'll see. But, you know, obviously he's injured anyway at the moment, so we don't have to worry about that for too much. But still, yeah, we'll just have to see. As for a roundup of everyone else, really, in my opinion, Big Show should now retire. I can't believe he's still a main event in Raw. Kane, I don't have as much of a problem with because he can still kind of do it a little bit more than Big Show. But I reckon Kane should just stop wrestling and be that authority figure that he is now. It doesn't make any sense unless they kind of use him to build Taker and Sting. That's an interesting way. Bring the old Kane back, and that could use to build Taker Sting. And then you've obviously got The Miz versus Damien Sandow. That looks like it's going to be a feud to build up at Extreme Rules. And I think that's about it, really. There really isn't that much else to kind of talk about. So, you know, like I say, I mean, there's lots of scope. They can do what they want, really. I just hope they do it well. I think that's the key for me. Just book it well. Make it organic. You know, we don't want a situation we had with Reigns. And just try and build normal feuds, just organic feuds, and don't shove guys into matches just because. You know, there's so much good talent that they can build storylines, they can build heat. There doesn't need to be a title involved. Yes, the Daniel Bryan and Cena bringing prestige to the title, and yeah, have them build a feud, but with one or two people. You know, a triple threat should probably be the max. Don't insert 5 or 6, which is what they might do. So it's difficult to see what's going to happen. I'm excited about Rollins being champion. I just hope they don't shaft him with it. And just like make him lose it. So yeah, you know, interesting things, guys. I hope this video kind of set out some things, and you know, we'll see what happens and see if any of my predictions are right. I got a couple of them right from the Royal Rumble when I said what was going to happen. Some of them I didn't, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But thanks for watching. Keep liking, commenting, subscribing, and I will see you soon. Peace.